Next one then is AG Barr, which I've been interested in for quite a while here, and I've been in and out of a bit, and I'm out of it at the moment, and the stock is up 7% this week. They gave a kind of trading update on Tuesday, which is mostly a sort of sales update, but they say a little bit with no numbers about profits. So sales are up 5%, which management put down to a new TikTok trend of people boiling gammons in iron brew. That's causing a massive run on sales there. But they've also said that, look, profits are going to be up double digits when they give the kind of full version of this report. And the reason for that is operating margins are widening as they continue to kind of wear off the costs of their big Boost acquisition. They've gone from 12.3% a year ago. They were forecast at the time back in start of the year to go, 2024, to go from 12.3 to 13.3 this year to 14.5 next year. They actually came in at 13.5 this time, so it's slightly ahead of schedule, but basically you can call that pretty much on track. And on track when you're trying to widen your margins like that is nothing to be sneezed at here. And the way that stock was priced, I remember thinking that was sort of reasonably attractive at about 600. My price target for it was 780 or so. That wasn't really factoring in much in terms of revenue growth or dividends. The thing when I looked earlier today was at 609, which is kind of where I saw it before, and it has been a lot lower. As I say, it was up 7%. As a result of this week, it was 570 or so at the start. And I probably ought to take another look, but I've been saying that about an awful lot of the things so far. Probably just not Tesla and Meta. Steve, any thoughts on this one, or have you got more interested in plans to try and start cooking, I don't know, Rubicon flavored sausages or something?
I mean, that does sound amazing. I'll put it on the list of things to try in the slow cooker. I just think this is actually it is pretty good, really, because if you're going to look at one thing that we sort of highlighted as an amber flag back when we was talking about this stock originally, we said that the CEO was coming from a not really relevant background, but he looks to have been able to, drive that revenue and margins forward at a rate that we weren't expecting. It looks to be doing really well, I would say, Steve. The thing that I read this week about them, and Google is like, you want to know about AG Barr, I'm going to start sending you articles about them. It's like a stock I've never owned. And I do have some Rubicon in my fridge, I guess, but maybe it knows that. But it was telling me that they've dropped their marketing agency, which, to people at home that might not mean a lot, but they've been working with this agency for 20 years. It's a Scottish agency, and if you look through Iron Brews in particular, their marketing, it's very sort of Scottish humour. It's very sort of on trend with a pro Scottish brand. And it was a bit of a shock to people to see it moving out of Scotland, and I think it's gone down to London. I can't remember the company that's taken over it, but it'll come to me the minute we finish. But there was a call for a boycott on Iron Brew from a certain number of people in the comment section. I'm not sure how much traction that will get. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they go from this point forward, Steve, because that marketing has always been sort of something that you look forward to. They have their own Christmas advert, like in the UK we have the Christmas the Coca-Cola Christmas lorry advert, which is on every year. They have their own Iron Brew one up in Scotland. It'll be interesting to see how that marketing changes and whether that'll be a disaster, Steve.
I did not know this. There's a kind of ginger Santa going around on the back of a lorry of Iron Brew or something. But anyway, we definitely don't have time to get onto these things or your fantastic use of these things as cooking ingredients. You've been watching a segment from the Playing FTSE show, brought to you in association with our favourite broker, Trading 212. For the full version of the show, check us out on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And if you open a new account with Trading 212 using the link in the description, there's a free fractional share in it for you. Just make sure that you use the code FTSE when you sign up. Terms and conditions apply, and do remember that when investing, your capital is at risk.